O Congo é importante para o mundo globalizado devido à sua vasta reserva mineral. Por isso, o país foi imprescindível para a Revolução Industrial e alvo do interesse de diversas nações. Em decorrência da nação imperialista, os diferentes povos que viviam no território congolês sofreram com tentativas de apagamento e o silenciamento de sua história.
I'm Joe Yves Slanking Sangong. I'm a Congolese from DRC, living in the city of Cape Town in South Africa. My passion for the history of my country, as well as the history of Africa, comes from the fact that I always consider that history is for civilization and people what a skin can be for a human being. You can't depart yourself from your history. You can't leave it behind you. You carry it wherever you go. And history, according to me, is the first thing that we have to exchange. It's the first merchandise that we have to exchange whenever we meet with others. The history of Africa, especially of Congo, that is very rich. It's cultural history. And for Congo, it's very special because it's made by the meeting of more than 400 tribes living together for centuries, trying to live peacefully in the same space, sharing myth, tales, belief, tradition, and trying to compose, to build social cohesion. Unfortunately, only one side is more display. Its darkest side, that is made by turmoil, political instabilities, rebellion, violence, war. The biggest challenge is the access to the sources, documentation. Knowing that a very big piece of our heritage has been archived, kept, and passed down from generation to generation only orally. And today, the living have changed. It's merely to find youngest people around the fire as in the past, listening to adults who are passing down to them tradition and history. So the only way to keep that heritage is to narrate. That's why the history of Congo it become very important to know and to discover it. And especially for a Congolese, it's important to know who we are. That's why we always try to narrate, to write about the history of our country, DRC. And when I'm talking about the sources, it doesn't mean that there's no books talking about the history of Congo, but most of them are written by foreigners. There are less documentation available that are giving a voice to indigenous to explain who they are really. It's a big challenge. So I think us as new generation of Congolese, we have to take the challenge and try to start talking about ourselves. Not only about our political history, but especially about our cultural history. Because our cultures are very rich. All the myths, all the tales, all the songs carries wisdom that talk about pharmacopoeia, talking about the history of the kingdoms, talking about technologies, but we are the only one who can explain that to others.
My name is Isaiah Mombilo. I'm the chairperson of the Congolese Civil Society of South Africa. We thank you for this privilege of sharing our history. So the history of Congo is important in which way? The history of Congo is so important in a way where if Congo couldn't exist, it's gonna be a serious problem which can give the entire world the slowness of technology progress. So the piece of the history of Congo is the piece of the history of all the biggest country in this planet we are living. That's why, according to us, we are raising the history of Congo because it's been hidden for so many things, because so many people who benefited from everything about Congo. We are trying to make sure the entire world will learn and understand about the history of Congo.
A Conferência de Berlim, em 1885, marca a partilha da África entre diferentes países imperialistas, criando o Estado Livre do Congo, que foi concedido como propriedade particular ao rei Leopoldo II da Bélgica. O território congolês passou inicialmente pela extração de marfim e depois de látex, devido ao crescimento da demanda mundial por borracha. Para isso, foi utilizada a força de trabalho compulsória dos povos nativos, que sofreram diversas formas de violações, além da perda de suas terras.
So before to talk about the day of the independence of Congo, which happened on the 3rd June 1960, we're going to show you first to understand what happened before that, so that Congolese have to reach the independence. Congo, it was a country, firstly, which is the pillar of the fourth industrial revolution in the world. So the King Leopold II is the only owner of the country we call Congo, which is one of the biggest country of Africa, the second biggest country of Africa. The King of Belgium, Leopold II, was the owner of it alone. Anyone to be involved there. So he killed the half population of Congolese, like 10 million, more than 10 million Congolese, because of the production of the rubber, which supposed to build or to provide the automobile industry in Europe, which make the Europe to have money and to build the UN or to build their financial capital, which becomes strong in the later age. So it started to be boosted by the rubber of Congo, which was driven by the King Leopold II. Later on, the king gave the administration of Congo to the Kingdom of Belgium. So the Kingdom of Belgium was running Congo by making sure Congolese people are nothing. Imagine, I don't know if you can have a look and understand what I'm trying to say. In that time, the Belgian conception was even the Congolese people were just animal. They were taking even the children like 7 years old to take them to Belgium. They can put them in zoo, like they put chimpanzee, they put lion in the cage, so that people come to look at the animal black. This is the disaster. And also, you must remember how the king was killing the Congolese in that period of rubber. He was cutting their hands. He was hanging their heads. He was killing the parent in front of the children, or the wife in front of the family, or the child in front of the parents, so that they can increase the production of rubber, and so that the automobile industry can raise in power. So there were so many things was happening, and there was a killing, beating, carrying the administrator of Congo was working there as the king. So this is something terrible happening in Congo. You have no idea. So, and the Congolese was suffering a lot. In comes a time where the prime minister, because the president was Kasavubu, the first president, because they end up giving away the administration of Congo. But that type of administration were nothing to do with Congolese to lead Congo. They were just like the representative of the Kingdom of Belgium in Congo in the black body, so that they can run the country from the distance. So all of them, the president of Congo by name, Kasavubu, and the prime minister of Congo by name, Lumumba, they come together and the Lumumba stands and say, this is not right. We have to stop to give away our natural resources to be controlled and to be taken. This is our country. We must stand for it. We need independence. By asking that independence, it creates so many killings, so many dead body was on the streets of Congo. So, and then the news was all over the world. So they end up now coming together with, they call it the round table in Belgium so that they can conclude the independence of Congo. So by giving the Congolese the independence, we found out the only independence they give it to Congolese, it never be the economic independence, it always be the political independence. And even that political independence we can look at, we found out it never be the full political independence. Why? Because none of the leading team of Congo could do something freely without the instruction to come from the colonizer. So even the politically, it never been there. I can say the political independence they give it to Congolese was only 5%. It means the 95% was not there. And secondly, they killed Lumumba because they could see there was something linked with the reality of the power of American people. You must know it. Congo was a country which was built under the deal, the top deal of a powerful country. It means after the king gave the Congo to Belgium, the kingdom of Belgium, and then the Congo was in the hand of all the powerful countries. It means the decision for anything about Congo come from American, come from French people, come from German people, come from Belgian people. It means it's like a combined power in one country. That's why it's so impossible for Congolese people to reach the proper independence and freedom to lead their country. You must remember again, since they discover the uranium which provides the power of the American people, or which provides the empire of the American people, they found out there were so many minerals, and they discover the only place there is a huge reserve of all the type of mineral, even the quality, the best quality of mineral around the world, it is in Congo. So Congo became a country which is run by outsider power, which is run by Western world power, and it's not gonna happen where Congolese can be in charge fully with their country. So that you find out the cooperation of the transnational companies come in collaboration with the Western world and the powerful country with the imperialism country come to take control of Congo. That's why you see in our day today, it's so impossible for Congo to benefit. Even the wealth of the Congo cannot benefit Congolese people. And that's why you see, and even after the independence, there were no freedom for Congolese people. They were know nothing about Congolese people. You find out all the presidents being in Congo, they end up badly in Congo. After Lumumba, we have, Kasavubu, we have Mobutu. After Mobutu, we have Laurent Désiré Kabila. After Laurent Désiré Kabila, we have Joseph Kabila. After him, we have the new president, which is, it was like a hope of a people, which name is Felix Chilombo. But you found out nothing changed in Congo. The most richest country around the world, the most and the biggest one, which have unfinished natural resources in all the type of mineral exists in the world. We have it in quantity and in best quality. So nothing happened and only war on top of war. It means after the independence, it was just like before the independence. We are trying to make sure the entire world will learn and understand about the history of Congo. Like we touch on the missing link of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, which is the way they use the uranium to make the atomic bomb, which make the American to be the American of today, to have a seat in the Security Council of the UN, a permanent seat, also to have an influence in anything about the UN because of the uranium which made the atomic bomb, which American imposed the entire world.
O Congo é um dos maiores produtores de urânio do mundo, responsável por cerca de 10% das reservas mundiais. A exploração de urânio foi concentrada na província de Katanga, no sudeste do país, onde se encontra a mina de Chinchilou. Durante a Segunda Guerra Mundial, os Estados Unidos, através do projeto Manhattan, exploraram o urânio de Chinchilou, no Congo, para a produção das bombas atômicas que atingiram as cidades japonesas Hiroshima e Nagasaki. Nesse processo, trabalhadores congoleses, assim como toda a população próxima à mina, foram expostos à radioatividade. Porém, as evidências foram ocultadas por décadas.
The piece of the history of the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki it never been told properly. That's why we make this to happen around the world, and they were sharing the other side of the atomic bomb which concerned Hiroshima and Nagasaki and the maker of the bomb. But they never told about the other side of Congo where Congolese people suffer before with radioactivity, before the people of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, which was incomplete. So the piece of the history of Congo is the piece of the history of all the biggest country and in this planet we are living. So that's why you can see, you find each piece of each story in the piece of Congo history is inside.
Yohongo inke jede bene, Yohongo donta sodi bene, ay way mega bagasin.